Hey, how are you? Well, we really didn't get that big of a storm, and I couldn't be happier about it, to be honest with you. I know that my kids were looking forward to getting a 1.5 to 2 feet of snow, but I wasn't. This looks pretty. We've got 4 to 6 inches, and it won't last too long, so I'm pretty happy we dodged that bullet. And I was able to get out and deliver and install the frame this morning, and I think it looks really good. I couldn't be happier with it. I like the look of the cherry top with the white sink, and then the white on the inside of the frame and the cherry on the outside. I just think it looks really good. If I say so myself, I'm real happy with it. There weren't too many questions about that project. Just one comment really, that I didn't have to nail the blocks in place. I could have just used a drop of glue, and that's absolutely true. And I've built frames like this before where I have just glued them, but with this frame, some of the blocks were fitting tighter than others, and it would have been really difficult to remove all the blocks with the spacing and the way they were set up, so I just tacked them all down. And knowing that I was going to paint the inside of the frame, I wasn't really too worried about it. I filled all the little nail holes with joint compound and then gave the frame several coats of paint. So that worked out really well. Now, if you saw the dropping the tree video, notice I didn't say how to cut down a tree, because I definitely wouldn't give advice on how to cut a tree down. I've cut plenty of trees down, and I don't know, I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm very aware. I always look for dead branches up in the trees, but I still wouldn't give advice, because there's guys out there who obviously know more about that than me. But that one worked out well, so I guess I got lucky with that one. But I'm not gonna get into it. I think I kind of know what I'm doing. I dropped a huge tree out by the side of the barn a couple of years ago, a really big Douglas fir tree, and that was definitely one of those things where momentary like insanity with a chainsaw in your hand, if you've ever been there. I just didn't like how close the tree was to the barn, and next thing you know, I was cutting it down. And luckily that one worked out also. So anyway, also I had some fun with that video. I don't know if you paid attention to the tune. It was kind of a little distorted metal sound. And that was inspired by the movie Dead Man. Dead Man's a Jim Jarmusch movie where Neil Young wrote the score for it. And it's just kind of heavy power chords and some I don't know, notes over top of it. It's a really artsy black and white Western starring Johnny Depp about the poet William Blake. Getting pretty far out there, I think. But I thought it was a cool movie. I showed it to my kids, and they were like, whoa, do we have to watch this, Dad? So, I don't know, I liked it. But that's where that tune came, or that's where the inspiration for that tune came. Also, I wanted to thank everybody for all the nice comments on Monday. Everybody's really concerned about how we were going to do through the storm, or wishing us well through the storm. And that was just really nice. I really love my audience. It makes me feel good to read all the comments and just to know that there's so many really great people out in the world. So thanks so much. It means a lot to me. It's definitely one of the highlights of my day, reading the comments and sort of having that connection with all these sort of like-minded people. So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that I'm building some spline frames. I built these yesterday. These are for a client. They're walnut, and the client specifically wanted walnut splines. He wants a really clean look. But this is the first spline frames I've ever made, and they've inspired me to make a few more. So I kind of threw the jig together really quickly yesterday, so I might improve on the jig, or maybe try to make a little bit of a better jig. And I'm going to make a few more spline frames, and this time I'll use some contrasting woods, maybe cherry and maple. So I hope you'll tune in on Friday and check that out. And I took some footage of the storm, so if you want to hang around, you can see what the barn looked like, digging out the barn. And also we took a look, the boys and I went down to the beach to take a look at the waves, and so you can see what the waves look like and what the beach looks like in the dead of winter. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.